Young everyone, it's Chatty Ashley. How are you? So, this video is going to be about some first experiences I had this week. First of all, I drove on the streets of Korea like 2 days ago. Yeah, 2 days ago. So, I was scared, y'all. I've driven on post like a handful of times, but I haven't really driven out in the street since I would say maybe June, maybe early July, but I'm certain maybe in June in Iowa, possibly. I barely even remember driving then. So it's been a minute and I kind of developed a little bit of a phobia of driving here in Korea. Luckily, on Sunday morning, um, it was like maybe 8 a.m., so the streets were pretty clear. And it really wasn't that bad. Like, I've driven 15 passenger vans before when I worked for Upward Bound and when I was a manager at Hertz. So I have experience driving large vehicles because we have this big old F-150. But I was scared because all their cars are so little and the streets are so narrow and they just drive crazy in general. I'm sorry that stereotype is true. They drive crazy. So I was a little fearful, but I made it. So that was definitely an accomplishment for me. A second thing that I experienced this week is I'm going to be going back to work on Friday. So I'm going to have to give up all my lazy days. Um, I'll go into detail about that later on a different video though, about going back to work. Third, I went to a Korean hospital today early. So I ended up getting I don't know, 20. Can you see that? Get 23,000, yeah, 23,000 steps today. So sorry to all my people back in the States that I'm competing with, but we walk a lot here. So I'll be getting those steps in. So I was really nervous about it. My heartbeat must have been like crazy. I was dropped off at the hospital across from the same Moon Market. Luckily, I did have an escort going from the international office up to the specialty office. But once I got to the specialty office, she just said, "Hey, wait for your name to be called," and she left. So I was just sitting there nervous and stuff, waiting for my name to be called and wondering if they were gonna pronounce it correctly or if they would know who I was, like this, dot of Nesquik in the sea of milk. But luckily everything went pretty smooth. On their little sign outside the door, it was digital. So they actually had my name and as and other names, of course. But as it was my turn, my name just moved up and up and up. So I just sat in the front of the waiting room, just making myself readily available. The doctor was kind. He spoke English. Out in the waiting room, it was loud, y'all. I thought it'd be quiet, on the subway, but today it was loud. So I was actually really surprised by that. On the elevator ride, going up to the specialty clinic or whatever I guess you could call it. It was like the smallest elevator I ever been in. It reminded me of one of those old fashioned laundry chutes that they used to have, or those I can't remember what they're called right now. But anyway, it probably could fit 3 Americans, but there were six Koreans and me in there. We were packed like roaches, y'all. But they don't have a concept of personal space, so you just get in there, don't even apologize, just be in there with them. Fuck it. So, that was a new opportunity for me. Just like more of like doing independent things. Did a lot of independent things this week. Even just going to the doctor's appointment by myself, getting home by myself, riding the subway by myself. It just felt a sense of accomplishment in the things that I did this week. So, you have any questions about going to a Korean hospital? Please let me know. Um,
Peace.